Sony, what you gonna do now? What you gonna do now, Sony? Diablo is gonna be on the Game Pass.
Right.
Guys, as you know, I am an investor in both companies, so I don't care. I win either way. I win no matter what. Oh man, but you know what? As I told you, competition spurs innovation, right? But let's look at Microsoft's offering now, right? Because it's going to be quite a formidable package. First of all, let me say that the Xbox Series X right now, S right now is on sale for $200. So for $200, and what is a Game Pass now? $17. Not only that, the sale is also on the Game Pass trial for $1. So for $201, you can get a video game system, a modern video game system. You can get a huge back catalog of Bethesda. In addition to that, you're going to get a huge back catalog here pretty soon of Activision Blizzard. It's going to be quite the package, man. It really is. Sony is going to have to do something. They just can't sit there, you know, and let just let it go by, you know, because now you're talking about with that service, you can get, you know, people can get World of Warcraft, they can do Overwatch, they can do Diablo, they can do Call of Duty for $17. That's not bad. Plus all the rest of the stuff that you get. PlayStation is going to have to do a better offering. They're really going to have to step up their game. And you know what, guys? They can, right? They can. Because of, number one, Japanese culture. Japanese like to keep it within the Japanese. That's just the way they are. So they can, you know, partner up with local Japanese studios in order to give, you know, a competitive service. I don't think it's going to be as good as Microsoft. They already dominate that market. But especially when it comes to retro games and old back catalogs, they can do a lot with that. What does Microsoft have to do? Microsoft, they have to get a hold of a good Japanese studio and just let them run. Let them create. You know, I wish they would have gotten Sega, but if they can't, even if they can just buy Atlas, and just fund them and let them go. None of this PC, SJW, censorship crap. Just let them run, you know. Or they can get some other studios, you know. I mean, or just establish their own, you know, but just do it with a well-established Japanese creators in order to get that kind of foothold, you know, because that's really the weakness of Microsoft is the Japanese market. And it has to do not only because Japan is loyal to their own brands, but also the Xbox moniker is not good in Japan. The X is actually a sign of bad luck. So, you know, they would have to change that up. Yeah, that's why I wish they bought Sega and make another Sega console, right? The Microsoft Dreamcast. That would be a dream, right? But yeah, man, this is really changes up the game for everybody and everything. Now, some of the guys at Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, before they were getting kind of cocky when they were saying, "Oh, well, is Diablo going to be coming up on Game Pass?" They're like, "Oh, that's never going to happen." Shut up! There's a new boss in town. You're supposed to do what your boss tells you, right? And it sucks for people that bought, you know, the game on Xbox. But I'm sure, you know, Microsoft would do something if they were to put that on the Xbox, and they surely will. You know, I mean, they have to put it on the Game Pass at some point. But again, I mean, that's just a bigger incentive to people to get this machine, you know, especially for people that are on a budget. Guys, I mean, the economy is bad. Don't believe what they're telling you out there in the news, with, you know, where they're cheering for their favorite candidates of either party. You know, the economy is bad. It's been bad for a while. Yeah, there's a lot of jobs. There's a lot of jobs that people don't want, right? There's a lot of jobs people don't want to do, right? But, you know, regular, jobs 40 hours a week that are going to be able to feed you comfortably and your family and get you the premium Xbox services. They're few and far between, right? So for those families that are struggling, maybe they don't have the $500 to put down on a PlayStation. They can come in with an Xbox Series S, and for $201 for the first month, they're set up. It'd probably be appealing to families with teenagers. I think for younger kids, it's still going to be the Switch, number one. That's what parents are going to buy. They're familiar with the brand, and a lot of it has to do with brand loyalty. When you buy Nintendo, there's a certain expectation that comes with it. When you're buying Nintendo and you're buying Mario games, that you're getting a safe environment for your kid, basically. So I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. But as far as Sony, there isn't anything to talk about. That's the other thing. They flopped so bad this summer in their presentation that even if you want to talk about something long-term positive, you can at this moment. I'm sure they're working on something in the background, right? I don't want to make it seem like Sony's just sitting on the laurels. No. They know the importance of this deal. That's why they were fighting it so hard. That's why they were, trying to join up with the FTC to try to block this, because they know what this means. Everything that I just described to you. But Sony has to do something similar, and has to do something to be competitive, at least competitive with the Game Pass service. Because at this point, let me tell you guys, just firing that thing up and seeing a lot of your favorite games there. I mean, can you imagine firing up your Xbox Game Pass and right at your fingertips, right? Right at your fingertips, you have Call of Duty, Diablo, Overwatch, 3 of them right there, right? I mean, as far as the back catalog, there's so many. I mean, there are so many games, guys. But as you well know, the only game that I'm going to be playing is Pitfall, baby. That's the one that I want, right? That's the one that I want. But there's plenty of stuff in their back catalog that you wouldn't even think about, like Blur, for example, in the Xbox 360. And the way this service is, let me tell you guys, I don't even fire up my Xbox anymore. I'm really just playing on PC. I'm playing on the PlayStation, like I'm playing Death Stranding right now, the Director's Cut. I'm playing on the PlayStation. And all my Xbox gaming I do on PC, right? I don't even, I probably fire my Xbox 360 more because of the older games. But there's, guys, I mean, if you go back, what did they have? They had like Hexen. They had didn't they have True Crime, like New York City, back in the day? Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of games, right, in their back catalog that could be added to the service that you just want to fire up. You really just want to fire up, and just play. If you're a fan of gaming, if you've been a fan of gaming in the last 20 years, the catalog that Microsoft is going to offer is going to be great. It's going to be great for true gamers, and I hope that PlayStation sees this light and they offer the same type of service, and try to get these studios to and try to do a competitive service that offers the same thing, but they're just not built that way. Japanese companies, they measure 3 times and they cut once, right? So it's slower for them as opposed to Microsoft. They tend to do things a lot quicker, but in this case, I think Sony needs to respond, and respond very quickly. Because if you start seeing AAA releases like this, like Diablo, like Starfield, like Call of Duty, like Overwatch on a single service, man, that's going to be hard to compete with. All right, guys. If you'd like to, please subscribe if you enjoy these kind of videos. Thank you so much for joining me on this morning commute. It makes this drive easier, and it gives us something to talk about. Let me know what you think. What games would you like to see day one from Activision, right? And what games are you enjoying on the Game Pass? What do you think Sony's going to do? They got to do something, man. Hit that like button on the way out for me. Thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.